Oh, wait. Oh, I've ruined the whole thing now. Wait, pretend you didn't see anything. All right, this is my son's penis. I didn't think I cared what the gender of my child was until the doctor told me that that splotch up there was a penis, and I pictured like having to take that penis camping and having to teach that penis how to play baseball and that penis needing to know how to fight, and I realized I'm not capable of any of that stuff because I don't think of myself so much as a man as a person who happens to have a penis. And in fact, this is what I often look like. I had a glass animal collection as a kid. I had an easy bake oven. All my friends were girls. I collected stickers. I listened to nothing but Broadway show tunes until I was in junior high. I still own that shirt. So I decided I didn't want my son going for advice to like, his friend's dad or worse yet, the coach. So I needed to learn how to be a man as quickly as I possibly could. So I went on a series of Manventures. I did 24 hours with the firefighters in Los Angeles. I hadn't quite got the look down yet. I worked in the pit crew of a racing team. I was starting to get the look. I helped rebuild a house. I had a Lamborghini for 3 days. It took me a while. My son's like almost 2 by then. I had baking to do. And I did 3 days of boot camp in the Army at Fort Knox. And in the first 3 hours before doing any physical activity whatsoever, it was hot, and I was wearing a couple layers of Army uniform, and I hadn't really slept much, and I locked my knees. And for the first time in my life, I fainted daintily into the arms of a soldier, thereby embarrassing myself, all men, America. It was, but I got through the 3 days, and I actually gained a lot of confidence, and I gained a lot of self-reliance. And I was feeling pretty good about my journey until one day, a couple months later, my wife came home crying. And my wife rarely cries. She's more of a man than I am, which I hope she's not watching this. I just realized. Can we block her from seeing? She's a beautiful woman. And she was crying, and so I embraced her, and I asked her what was wrong. And she said that she was driving down our little dead-end street. There's a little curve, and she was going pretty fast. The other guy was too, and they almost collided. She hit her horn. He gave her the finger, and she got out of the car to ask him what he meant, even though I'm pretty sure she knew he meant F you. But he got right in her face, and he started screaming at her, and she felt like he was violent, and she was really freaked out. And we later found out he was like renting this garage down the street, and he'd been convicted of rape, and he'd done time in jail. He's a scary dude. I make it sound like we live in a really bad neighborhood, I realize. We do. Like all the TED people. And I told her, I comforted her, then I told her, you can't do this. This is Los Angeles. Like, people have guns in their car. People are crazy. And I think that's excellent advice, but it will not get you laid. It is not at all what your wife wants to hear when she comes home very upset and threatened. And I realized that my problem, more than anything, was I have a complete fear of confrontation. When I was a kid, I never got a balloon from the store because I didn't want to ask them. I've never asked for a raise in my life. I didn't ask out a woman until a year after college. And the way I asked her out was, do you date? Which is not the manliest way to ask someone out. So I decided what I needed to do was get in a fight. But I don't know how to get in a fight. I don't know if you walk into a bar and talk bad about someone's woman. I don't know how it works. So I did what every truly wimpy guy does in all situations. I called a publicist. And I called the publicist for the UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship, and I said, would you get one of your fighters to go one round with me? Knowing full well they'd say no, because they have lawyers there, and this is a stupid thing. And the guy on the phone said, that is a great idea. And in fact, we think you should get in the ring with Randy Couture, who looks like this. And so I watched my first Ultimate fight in which they do this, which is a move that I call face kneeing. And it's completely legal. They grab you by the back of the neck, and they just knee you in the head like a psychotic rocket for as long as they can. So obviously, I wanted nothing to do with this, and I needed to get out. But I realized this is exactly what I've been doing my whole life, is getting out of confrontations. So instead, I trained, and this is how it went.
I think Joel learned not to be afraid. And I think next time, if his wife's got him into a situation he can't get out of, he won't be afraid. He won't have that fear. He'll be able to stand there, and if he has to take a punch, he's going to take a punch.
Oh! Can you see the tear? You did that. Yeah, well, that makes you feel like a man.
Well, yeah, I'm a bigger man.
Joel Stein, jiu-jitsu expert, is about to get choked out by Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt John Lewis.
Not my idea. I did not appreciate your reaction to that. All a bunch of So before I started this journey, this is kind of, I lived, I'm fine. I didn't win, but it went okay. And before I started this journey, this is what I thought I'd learn. That being a man isn't about fighting or shooting things or throwing a football. It's about the sacrifices we make every moment by not surrendering to childishness, going to work, being faithful, telling the truth when the truth is ugly, taking care of others. That's harder than low crawling under barbed wire while machine guns shoot at you. That's not at all what I learned. What I learned is that this makes you a man. That getting kneed in the face and doing all these things makes you a man, and that I thought my identity was a black box that I just had to search for and find myself. And in reality, I'm just kind of the sum of my experiences, and that you learn by doing. Now, before my son was born, I made this list that I was particularly proud of. It was just a list of advice for my son. It's probably the best thing I've ever written, the smartest thing I've ever written. And I'm not going to show it to him. And in fact, I probably shouldn't have told you all this stuff, because a man only learns by doing things. Thanks.